Hello everybody, I'm Rusty. I want to welcome you to Island Breeze Tropicals. So today we're going to be asking the question, what is the perfect light for your bromeliad? So you know what? The sun is shining, the island breeze is blowing. It's time that you and I got growing. Come on, let's have some fun and let's see if we can find the right light for our bromeliads. So before we get to today's video, I have a real short message. I've been getting some communication from some of our viewers that say that they're not getting notifications from YouTube when we post a video. Guys, there's nothing I can do about that. Unfortunately, it seems to be a common problem for a lot of content providers, and that has to do with YouTube's algorithm, and quite honestly, I don't understand most of it. But I do want you to know that since December of 2021, we've published a video once a week. We haven't missed a week. I think this is number 67. But every Friday at 3 o'clock in the morning, now that's United States Eastern Standard or Eastern Daylight Time, I will have a video up for you. I hope you like the content here. I hope you'll keep coming back. And even if you don't get notifications from YouTube, I hope you'll come back once a week. We'll have a new video for you on Friday, and it's something I hope you like looking at. Okay, so enough of that. Let's get on to the video. Well, okay guys, so today we're going to be asking the question, is there a perfect light for growing our bromeliads? And as usual, there's more than one answer. And that's because we all live in different parts of the world. And depending on where we live, our light intensity is going to be a lot different. This is absolutely the worst globe I have ever seen. Look, Antarctica went away. But bad prop or not, this globe illustrates that we all live in different places on the globe. So we're going to have to broad brush what the best light for your bromeliad is. So we're going to have to broad brush this topic because not all of us live in the same spot, and thus our sun intensity is going to be different no matter where we live. Now here in Southwest Florida, we are about 200 air miles away from the Tropic of Cancer, and as such, our sun is really, really intense. Now, you can go north of us, drive for 2 or 3 hours, it's still going to be that way, even though you can get frost every once in a while. So if you live in a frost-free zone, you can assume that your sunlight is going to be fairly intense. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. The second thing is we are going to be talking about most bromeliads. There are some, like in the genus Puya, that handle sun all day long and don't even sneeze. So again, we're going to be broad brushing this, and we're going to be talking about the majority of all of your bromeliads. But the best way to illustrate this is, why don't we go outside and take a look at conditions that you might have and see if that's going to be right for your bromeliads. So when we talk about the right light to grow our bromeliads in, this is perfect. And this is a shade house, and as you can see, there are a lot of bromeliads here. If you are a fan of the channel, you'll know that I'm at Sundance Orchids and Bromeliads in Fort Myers, Florida. And this is the main shade house. As you can see, it's quite big. And it is completely covered by shade cloth. Now, it's kind of hard to get an idea for the mesh. And I'm going to try to zoom in there and see if you can see what it looks like. And as you can see, it's a mesh of synthetic fabric. And this particular mesh happens to be 50% shade. So this is perfect, of course. But not all of us have a shade house. So why don't we take a look and see what all of us can do? So almost all bromeliads enjoy growing in bright indirect light or filtered light. Down here in southwest Florida, they prefer a fair amount of filtered light because our sun is so intense. So if you don't have a shade house, what can you do? Well, it's easy. Look, all you do is you plant your bromeliads underneath the shade of trees. Now this happens to be an oak. It doesn't have to be an oak tree. As you can see right here, it's the perfect light for those Echmea fosterianas to be growing epiphytically in this tree. Now this garden area, which is actually in construction right now, as you can see, has some palm trees, and that offers some sparse degree of dappled light. And then take a look, and this is an oak tree, and as you can see by the foliage, this will not obscure all the light. It will allow a lot of light to get through, but during the day have moving pockets of shade as the sun traverses the sky, and this is just about perfect to grow bromeliads, at least here in southwest Florida. Now you guys got to remember that not all of us live where the sun is this intense, so you're going to have to experiment and determine what the strength of your sun, determined by your location, is going to be. And you do that through experimentation. So this is another view that gives you a pretty good panorama of some of the bromeliads growing in this garden. Again, this garden is getting ready to be completely renovated. Take a look at this oak tree and also the palms that are in back of it, and so far this is offering a nice amount of dappled light, that's filtered light because of the tree foliage, to these bromeliads that are growing underneath. So I think you can get an idea that the sun is just now coming up. It's about 7:15 in the morning. And it looks like these plants are getting full sun, and they are because of the angle of the sun. But remember, guys, that not only is your latitude important, but think about the time of day. So first thing in the morning, your sun is going to be less intense than it will, say, between 10 and 4 or so, when the angle of the sun is less oblique and more direct. So anyway, guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed learning about the light that your bromeliads really do prefer. Now, again, we broad brushed an awful lot here today, but always look at your bromeliads. When you put them someplace, just don't leave them. If you want to know if your bromeliad likes where it is, if you want to know if the light is good for your bromeliad, if you've chosen the right spot, go back and take a look at it. Especially if it's at a time of year when your sun is most intense. Don't leave it out there. Go back in a few hours. See whether or not there's any bleaching on the plant. If there is, move it over into a more shady aspect and your plant will do just fine. So no matter where you are, I hope your sun is shining. I hope you have an island breeze blowing. I know that you need to keep growing, have lots of fun. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.